What is going on YouTube? This is Derek here, or how soon, bringing you my very first Apex Legends video here today. And in this video, we're going to be going over the Season 5 patch notes with respect to the weapon balancing changes and what you need to know to stay on top of your game, be the sweatiest and most tryhard player, because that's what this channel is all about. So without further ado, let's get right into the video here. In this video, we're only going to go over the weapons. We're going to save an overall meta Legends video for later. So I just want to give you guys a quick overview on the weapons, because weapons are what do damage and allow you to get sick kills on people. Okay, I'm going to be putting timestamps in the description below and also in the YouTube scrub bar timestamps. So just go ahead and skip to the parts. If you're not interested in certain parts, you can go ahead and skip to the part that you want to see most. So first, we're going to be talking about a huge change, which is going to be the Mastiff and the Peacekeeper kind of swapping places. Fire range is the same, except the shotguns have moved from the right side of the map all the way over to the left side of the map here. They're conveniently located next to the power weapons right here, and shotguns are right here. So picking up the Mastiff here, gonna take off the bolt here so we can have a pretty fair comparison. Dropping all this bullshit. Picking up the shotgun. Okay. So, Mastiff removed from the care package. And so Mastiff, really quickly going over the patch notes, gonna zoom in here real quick because 1080p sucks. Mastiff got pretty heavily nerfed because it's not in a care package anymore. They reduced the pellet damage. There's 8 pellets in one blast from the Mastiff. It goes from 18 to 13. So in doing quick math, you're now only to be able to do 104 damage instead of 144 against a non-fortified target. So this means you are still going to be able to get 2-shot kills, but those 2-shot kills are going to be really, really inconsistent just because of the horizontal spread of the weapon, and that you have to be really, really close. So that's already a big downside of switching the Mastiff out for the Peacekeeper. Reduce headshot multiplier, so you're not going to be able to get insane 1-shot kills anymore. You actually can't get a 1-shot kill anymore with the Mastiff. ADS spread, I think what this means is they increase the spread, so you're not getting half spread, you're getting 55% spread now, so that's also a bad thing. Fire rate reduced, and you get an increase in magazine just because you get shit tier damage. Okay, so as you know, with the Mastiff, you need to be ADS in order to get the maximum spread and damage potential out of this, which is already a downside compared to the Peacekeeper, because the Peacekeeper can be hipfired or ADS to the same spread. So this is how close you basically need to be in order to get maximum. Oh shit, not even that. That's how close you need to be. That's like 5-6 meters away. That's how close you need to be in order to get the maximum damage out of the Mastiff, which is terrible. I'm gonna roll some Peacekeeper footage from Season 4, doing some testing to see what I can need to do to get some good damage. So it's kind of the same, but you're gonna see it really kind of deteriorates on you. The damage potential deteriorates as you get further away because the horizontal spread, you're not able to kind of stay in that cone or circle to kind of hit the target. Now you're going to be missing probably 2/3 of your shot if you move just like another 5 meters back. So garbage. Look at that. Garbage. 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 So at that range, I'm better off having an EVA 8. So, okay, I'm going to switch over to the EVA here. Pick it up. So base EVA 8, base Mastiff. Or maybe comparison at 10 meters away. You're going to see at the Mastiff, you have to be ADS tracking your target in order to get this damage on them. 4-shot kill, and that's with the target not moving and me not missing anything. EVA 8 can do that 5 shots, and it can do it in less time than the Mastiff can. So we're not going to go into crazy detail between the shotguns here in this video, just because I want to keep this video a little bit shorter to encompass all the weapons and keep it under 20 minutes or so. So I don't want to get too far into the shotguns and do too in-depth of a comparison, but just know that the Mastiff is not the Peacekeeper anymore. It's not even close to what the Peacekeeper used to be, and it really doesn't have the potential for versatility like the Peacekeeper does, or did. So that's that. The EVA is a pretty solid pick against the Mastiff. It's pretty much does the same thing, except fires faster and you can reload it in one go instead of reloading the shells individually. So big disadvantage there. Mastiff is now poop. No, I just want to give you a comparison in the best case scenario. If you had a Mastiff with a purple bolt and you had a Peacekeeper and you're deciding, oh, which one should I take? Because in a lot of situations back in Season 4, it was kind of a toss-up between getting the Mastiff and the Peacekeeper, because at ranges like this, the Peacekeeper can still deal 110 damage, whereas the Mastiff, at best, couldn't deal 144 damage at that range. It was just not possible for the Care Package Mastiff. But even then, the Peacekeeper, you still have to kind of decide between the Mastiff and the Peacekeeper, versus in this case, it's a no-brainer to pick the Peacekeeper just because it has a better overall versatility, because you can use a choke, and you're good at close range, you're good at long range, you're good at medium range with the Peacekeeper now. So, comparison, Peacekeeper all the way from here, without even using ADS functions, can deal 83 damage, kill the person really, really fast. You see, that was a max, that was a full health target, you killed them really fast. Massive Purple Bolt. Pretty garbage, really, really garbage. Just from initial comparisons, the Peacekeeper in the Care Package is way better than the Mastiff right now, and the other way, it's kind of embarrassing. The Mastiff really shouldn't even be considered as a top tier weapon at this point. But however, as the meta evolves and we see gameplay, this is only 2 hours into Season 5. As we start seeing more gameplay, maybe the Mastiff is going to be better, but I really doubt it, just based off my initial testing and impressions. Peacekeeper, okay? So Peacekeeper is a care package weapon. I'll just give you guys a first look at this. It's shooting a little bit faster than you did with a Purple Bolt. I'm going to go ahead and roll some Season 4 footage of me shooting the Peacekeeper as fast as I can at a dummy target. And as you can see, Peacekeeper in Season 5 from a care package shoots significantly faster than it did with a Purple Bolt. So you're going to be pleasantly surprised. However, it only comes with 20 shots total, so you really have to make that count, and it kind of won't last you more than 2 to 3 engagements if you're even being just conservative with the Peacekeeper. So you're gonna have to be pretty careful with how you play the Peacekeeper, and kind of only pick it up for the end game scenarios when you only have 2 to 3 squads left, and you can use your R99 or whatever the hell else you have in your inventory, and just use the Peacekeeper sparingly, because it is pretty limited in its ammo supply now. I noticed in the patch notes that it does say that the Peacekeeper spread was increased to improve consistency. This is kind of how it was back in Season 3. If you guys remember, the Season 3 mid-season update, the EVA 8 and the Peacekeeper both got a huge buff in terms of projectile size, and the Peacekeeper became a freaking bane of the game, with being able to hit 80s and 90s at like 15 meters away. So I think it's kind of that way now. So if we go into the testing, target is 15 meters away, and well, I guess it's not nearly as bad, but you're still going to have better one-shot kill potentials. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's still quite good. Projectile size definitely makes a difference here in you hitting your shots. The Peacekeeper is overall pretty deserving of a care package weapon, and I would highly recommend you pick it up if you see it. Okay, so moving on to the light weapon changes here. Moving on to the Alternator here, as you can see, it got some pretty major buffs in terms of magazine size. So at the base, it went from 16 to 19, which is actually pretty huge. 3 extra bullets on a slow rate of fire gun like the Alternator, pretty massive. So what this means in mathematical terms is you're going to be able to do 45 extra damage per magazine at the base mag, compared to the Season 4 base mag. Okay, so previously with the Alternator, with the base mag, you were able to 1-mag people if you didn't really miss 1 or 2 bullets. And now in this case, you're going to be able to 1-mag people with a purple shield, even if you miss like 3 or 4 bullets. So that's pretty significant, and can really increase the viability of the Alternator in the early game scenario, when previously in Season 4 it was pretty unfavorable to use the Alternator. Okay, so at level 1 back in Season 4, you could get a 20-round magazine with level 1 mags, so now you have 22. Level 2, you previously had 23, I believe. It's 23, but now you get 25, so 2 extra bullets. And at level 3, you get 23. No, at level 3, you get 27 instead of 26, so 1 extra bullet. So the big changes come earlier when you don't have any attachments, which is great for the gun in general, because it was kind of just an inferior R99, but now it's pretty viable, because I'm gonna go back to Apex. So I'm gonna pick up an Alternator here and an R99, base R99, and you're gonna notice that when I'm kind of not missing any shots, the R99 can 1-mag people with, if you don't miss a single bullet basically, or if you miss maybe 1 bullet, you can 1-mag people, versus with the Alternator, again, I'm able to one mag people with 3 to 4 bullets still in the magazine, so that's a huge advantage. So that affords me, that allows you to miss more bullets in a gunfight and still able to avoid having to reload, which is a bigger factor than most people realize. So good changes to the Alternator there. I highly approve of these changes. So moving on to the RE45 here, RE45 got increased damage from 11 to 12. So previously with the RE45, you could do up to 176 damage at the base magazine for people, because you're doing 11 damage times 16 bullets, and you're gonna be able to do 176 damage with that. But now, because the base damage was increased from 11 to 12, you're able to do 192 damage, as you can see right here. So pretty impressive. You're almost able to one mag people that don't have fortified, or even if they have white body shields, boost shields, you're gonna be killing them pretty easily, because RE45, as you notice, I'm standing here at 16 meters away and it hardly has any recoil, with just a minimal pulling down on the thumbstick here. So easy to control, and you'll be able to do pretty much maximum damage with this gun and be able to own people even more. So the RE45 was already an underrated gun in Season 4. I don't think many people realized how underrated it was in Season 4. But now with the damage increase from 11 to 12, it's now better in general. Now it's kind of similar to how the Prowler got a increase in damage. A 1 damage increase can make a whole lot, because that's almost like a 9-10% increase almost in damage. So yeah, that's the big difference. You're gonna be killing people that much faster. Just to put in perspective how much of a difference this makes for the RE45, let's compare it to the Alternator that we just talked about in maybe a few minutes ago. The Alternator shoots at a rate of fire of 10 shots per second, and so what this comes out to is 10 rounds per second times 15 out of body shot. That's giving you 150 damage per second, which is okay. It's definitely not the best, but it's also certainly not the worst, especially compared to how easy it is to control compared to, say, the R99. However, if you take a look at the RE45 now, it used to deal 143 DPS because 11 times 16 was 143, but now it does 156. So you have a pistol that is considered to be a pocket R99, does better damage than the Alternator in terms of DPS, easy to control, and has a faster ADF stray speed. There's not much to not love about the RE45 now. It's a better pick compared to the Alternator, just because of these properties. So I highly recommend if you have a choice, take the RE45 over the Alternator, and just check out the RE45 in general, because I would say, yeah, it was pretty underrated in Season 4, and most people don't realize how easy it is to use. Okay, so moving on from the light guns, we've done the Alternator and the RE45, going over the Havoc. Okay, so Havoc used to be all the way where the shotguns are right now, and now it's over here in the firing range. Okay, so picking this up, what the patch notes say is vertical recoil increase, horizontal recoil slightly increased, and additional 2-shot recoil. So we're really gonna show how much of a difference this made, and it's kind of embarrassing. I'll let it speak for itself. I'm gonna roll a clip here of me shooting a target. I'm shooting a wall here and doing a recoil test. So I'm gonna roll a Season 4 and a Season 5 clip right here, right now. So as you can see, not that big of a difference. Actually, almost no measurable, so there really isn't a meaningful difference at all, because vertical recoil is very easily controlled, especially if you're a keyboard and mouse player. So controller players like me, this makes a little bit of a difference, especially when tracking at, say, 30 meters and ahead, 30 meters and beyond. But does it really make a difference though? So the biggest complaints with the Season 4 Havoc were that it was just simply too easy to control, and so easy to one mag 1 or 2 people, because the magazine size is huge. It has the magazine capacity of a light machine gun, the handling of an assault rifle, the damage output and accuracy of an assault rifle, and close range versatility of that of a shotgun and a SMG, and paired with the select fire here, it's almost unreal how good the Havoc was, because you're set for all your ranges, and that was what the biggest complaint was, that it was just too good at all ranges. And with this balancing, it's not any different. As you can see here, the worst of the horizontal recoil is present for the first 2 shots, and beyond that, you're not going to be shooting just 2 shots at people. You're going to be hosing them with the Havoc. So its ability to hose multiple people is not changed. See, these people aren't moving, but I'm able to kill like 2 people comfortably with the Havoc in 1 magazine, and that still hasn't changed. So it's still a really, really powerful weapon, and there's not much else to say. I'd say if you see the Havoc, still pick it up, because look at that. When I do find ammo, I'm getting 30 instead. I'm getting 50% more ammo per drop too with the Havoc. So I'm set to go. I'm ready to hose kids. I'm ready to win the game with the Havoc. So not a whole lot has changed. So overall, Havoc is still an extremely strong, borderline overpowered weapon. Okay, let's be real. It is overpowered. Look at that. I'm gonna swap over to mouse and keyboard right now. I'm using mouse and keyboard right now. It's still a laser. It's still a laser. And I hardly ever use mouse and keyboard. So I'm bad at mouse and keyboard, and I'm still able to control the recoil really, really well. So yeah. So not much change here. I really do hope they consider changing a little bit with the Havoc without actually destroying the gun. Okay, so moving on to the last few changes here with the Longbow and the Wingman. So base Wingman and Longbow got their headshot damage reduced just because they had the Skullcrusher. So now they're giving you a reason to pick up the Skullcrusher and put it on your gun, so it does more headshot damage. Okay, so Wingman, no damage changes whatsoever. Basically, I mean, okay, so the headshot did change. You went from 90 to 94. I mean, you went from 94 to 90, which in the scope of the firing range doesn't really make that big of a difference. But I think if someone is fortified and has a level 3 helmet, you are not going to be able to kill them in 3 shots. It might be a 4-shot kill on the head. So okay, so now if we pick up the Skullcrusher and put it on the Wingman, you're dealing like 101 damage. So against non-fortified targets, you're going to be dealing a 2-shot kill. If they're fortified, you'll probably be dealing a 3-shot kill to them instead of yeah, it doesn't really change for fortified people, but you're going to be dealing 101 damage at a headshot now without a helmet. So that is a big change here. Going to make the Wingman a lot more fearsome. Now you also get the red bullet trails. So Wingman regains that very fearsome firing noise. You're going to be sending the bronze kids and the casuals cowering for cover and disconnecting from the game early. So there's that. Now with the Longbow here, the Longbow itself was, after they nerfed it in Season 3, no, after they nerfed the fire rate for the Longbow, it was never truly viable at top levels of play. It was only good and kind of styling on kids, getting those quick scopes. So not that big of a difference that you reduce the headshot damage, because you were never really going for headshots and trying to style on people in late in the game anyways. So headshot, I forgot what the headshot damage was. I'm going to roll a Season 4 clip here just to show you the difference between them. But what I do know is that you're still going to be getting, a 1-shot kill on unarmored targets, and you're still getting a 1-shot, and you're still getting a 2-shot kill on purple armor people without a helmet. So that doesn't really change much. Again, with fortified and purple helmet, you're going to be seeing some differences there, but overall, it's not really that big of a difference between using a Skullcrusher and not using a Skullcrusher. So yeah, the Longbow is what it is. If you like it, go ahead and keep using it. I know I'm not going to pick it up, but if you like it, you like it. So overall, my initial impressions on the meta change is that overall, everything is kind of going to be the same with a couple caveats. So first of all, your early game meta is going to be a lot more balanced and easier, and overall more fun and versatile, just because Alternator is the Alternator and RE45 are a lot more better than they were in Season 4. So they're less worse than the R99 now, which makes the early game not getting an R99 a little bit less painful. Moving on to the Havoc, which was the plague of Season 4. It is still going to be a plague in Season 5. It's still really, really powerful as of this patch. This May 12th patch, it's still extremely, extremely powerful. Huge magazine, good damage, good recoil. Overall, going to be a top tier pick in high ranked and competitive play. The close range and shotgun meta is still going to be dominated by the R99 and the Peacekeeper if you can get it from the care package, as well as the Devotion. And the Mastiff really doesn't stack up to the Peacekeeper in terms of damage output and versatility. EVA 8, now that if you have a choice between using an EVA 8 and a Mastiff, a lot more players are going to be gravitating towards the EVA 8 just because you can use a shotgun bolt, double tap, and basically turn it into the Season 4 Peacekeeper more or less, without a choke of course. Aside from the gold guns that you get, here we'll do a quick overview of the gold guns that you get. So you get Longbow, Hemlock, Spitfire, EVA 8, and RE45. These aren't exactly meta shaking. If you get them, obviously they're going to be good. The Spitfire, especially early game, is going to be massive just because you're able to just basically gun down people like it's no Russian from Modern Warfare 2. Just shooting down unarmed civilians that are running around with P2020s, and yeah, you're going to be a god. Yeah, so Season 5 the gold guns don't really change that much. They're not like must-haves or anything like that. Yeah, so meta with respect to the weapons largely stays the same because nothing received a huge nerf or anything like that, and the buffs we saw were only minor buffs, of course, not taking into account the Mastiff and the Peacekeeper. Okay, so if you made it this far into the video, I'm pretty sure you like what I had to say, or at the very least don't hate me completely. So if you enjoyed the content, go ahead and give it a like and go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be releasing more Season 5 tips and tricks videos, in-depth content on how to make you a sweatier, better player. So without further ado, we're going to end the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.